Mark Reed is a salesman, I tell you. How many we got now? We got 10. Awesome. Good job, guys. If anybody else wants to step up, that'd be fantastic. Okay, so finally, we get to meet the 10th head coach at Simon Fraser University, Kelly Bates.
Good evening. I stand before you a very humble man. Thought I'd have a speech all prepared. I was ready to speak. I had a whole bunch of points I wanted to touch on. I'm sure I'll get to it somewhere once I find myself, but I just feel very humbled, and I was touched back there. It was probably the first time since I've been hired, since it all happened, that really the enormity and the position that I've been put in to affect so many people really hit home. And I feel very blessed and humbled. And I just want to thank you all in this room for that. Thank you very much. Very greatly appreciated. I could read Julio's speech. That's Mario's. He speaks so much better than I am. First and foremost, thank you to the players for being here. I wish that the whole team could be here. I wish that you could all see the support that you have from the community, from the alumni. I hope that you take this message back, and I hope you show your players and your teammates how much everybody really cares about you. As I've gone through this process, I've started to learn my little catchphrases that I like to say, and that's sort of the way I was coached, it's the way I remember things. And my big one right now is, if you live in the past, you're going to die in the future. And we don't want that. We want to live in the future. So it is time to put everything behind us. It's time to go forward. And I think the show of support that you guys see out here today, it should touch you. It should make you feel that football, being a student athlete, it means a tremendous amount. And it's touched these people. It's helped make them who they are today. And now you guys have the chance to go down that path. My goal is to take every single recruit that I get and transfer you from this side of the room to this side of the room. That's my goal. My goal is not to make you into professional football players, but rather professionals. If that's football, so be it. I'll do everything I can for you. But my goal is to make you into a young man who can go out into society. You contribute to it in a positive way, wherever that happens to be. And all you have to do is look to this side of the room to see what you can become. Take a good look. Moving forward, I know that everybody would like to know the coaching staff. I know that everybody would like to come up and help me pick out the coaching staff. Let me give you a little bit of my philosophy going forward on what I'm trying to build here. I use this line often, but it seems to work. I come from the middle of nowhere, Saskatchewan, from a town of about 450 people. I had both sets of grandparents in the same town, one set of great-grandparents, aunts and uncles. I come from a family background. I've strayed from it throughout my life here and there, but my happiest times in life was when I was in that family atmosphere. I want to create that up at SFU. I want to create an atmosphere where you come in and the players feel that the people around them care for them. And the only way to do that is to create consistency. These kids have had 37 different coaches over the last 3 years. That's unbelievable. It's absolutely, it's not fair to them. It's just not. I went to the University of Saskatchewan. The same coaches I had, for the majority of them, are still there today. Maybe that speaks as to why they can't seem to win the Vandy Cup, but that's a whole other story. The point is, they took a young person like myself who wasn't always, very directional in what he wanted to accomplish. They showed great patience, and they invested themselves into me. They invested their hard-earned hours that were taken away from their family to help make me what I am today. And some of the first people to congratulate me after I got this job were those coaches. And that, to me, just, it gives you such a sense of accomplishment and a sense of belonging that it can't be touched. I want to build this program from the inwards out. I want to have a solid foundation, and that foundation begins in BC. I want the 50% of our roster to be BC boys. I want to create a coaching staff that grows from within, that is based out of BC people. I want to be able to mentor and make our coaching staff that much better. I want to bring in coaches that make me better and teach me with their experience. We've all heard it. I mean, it's been brought up 2 or 3 times. I've never been a head coach. I've been a professional coach for 4 years. Well, I understand that. And it is a weakness. So what do you do with the weakness? You make it a strength. And you bring in people to surround you that make you better. You bring in people that have more experience in their pinky than I do in my entire body. And I understand that, and that's why you do it. You bring in great people. I want great coaches, but I want great people. I want people that they can start to create relationships with. And when you do that, when you show you care, when you create accountability within the group, now special things can start to happen. I may as well start with my staff, because I would like to bring them up here. They're going to be a huge part of what happens up there. I feel like I've really lucked out. We've had a week to put this together. I had a plan going into it beforehand, and I touched base with most of these people, but some of these people fell on my lap. And I'm going to start with there's going to be no particular order except the order to me. So the way I do this is there's a couple of people I really want to recognize at the end, and I'll bring them up last. I'm going to start with my offensive staff. The man that I coached last year with the Lions, a man that is he's no stranger to anyone in this room. And I feel very fortunate to have him, not only because he was a great player, a great coach, but he is a great person. I couldn't think of anyone better to start on my staff than our offensive coordinator, Joe Powell. Yes. Oh, yeah. Joe and I it's like we just moved our office, 15 kilometers to the right. We're back up there right side by side again. It's a great feeling. Except we have windows now. We have windows. We can look out. It's unbelievable. Next up. Now this builds on my philosophy of what I'm trying to create, to grow my team from within. Now, Joe can go coach anywhere in North America. And we've had this conversation, and I wish to be as transparent as I can with everyone so they understand my plan. I fully expect to lose Joe next year. There's going to be too many people that come, and they're going to want to take Joe. That's the way it's going to be. I'm not going to bang my head against the wall and try and not let it happen. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put people in place that can work with Joe, be mentored by Joe, learn from Joe, so that when that happens, the transition with the kids is minimal. The same playbook is in place. The relationships with the coaches that are going to take over are already built. And now we've created an atmosphere of growth, promotion from within, and people that really care about the program. This next guy, I feel like I've won the lottery with everybody I've got. He's going to be an assistant offensive coordinator with us. He's going to help out with the quarterbacks and the receivers. He's a legend out here, Mr. Dennis Kelly. Okay, I gotta stop touching that. That's very touchy. Okay, where are we right now? That's 1, that's 2. Next up, this man can't be here tonight. He was with the program last year. Now, I just came from a situation where I obviously did not keep my job, and I was not able to interview for the job to keep it. And that didn't quite sit with me right. I felt that had been earned, but such is professional football. So when I came up here, I wished to meet with everybody to see if we had a connection, see if we sync, see if those people are what I want on my staff. And this person absolutely does. He's not here tonight. He's going to do our receivers. He was on the staff last year. I just had a great meeting with him. We've talked over the last couple of weeks, and he's going to come up and do our receivers full time. His name's John Klein. Okay, I'm going to switch over to the defensive side. Now, this guy is not also here. Not also here. See, now I just proved when I talk to a kid who's got an 80 average and I tell him he needs to get his marks up, I feel like a hypocrite. Good God. We really, we struck the lottery on this one. I keep using that term, but we did. Our defensive coordinator has a rich history with Joe back here. Now, didn't find him through Joe, found him in other ways. And it just happened to be that they had worked together in several places. And, you know, it was one of those things that was just sort of meant to be, it feels like. I need to get him across the border, get him up here and lock him down, and so he can't leave his office. We don't want to lose him. This guy was the defensive coordinator at Portland State the last 2 years. Previous to that, he was the defensive coordinator at Brigham Young for 4 or 5 years. And previous to that, he worked as a DB coach for Joe in Ottawa with the Renegades. Previous to that, he was the DC in the XFL right alongside his OC, Joe. What team was that? Was it a team? You know you care about? The other guys, yeah. And before that, he held down a couple positions as an assistant to an assistant in the NFL. But you know, his resume, once I started to check him out, he'd been coached by, he coached Corey Banks. Now, I don't know who's familiar with Corey, but he was a long teammate of mine and someone I trust greatly. Corey had great things to say about him. Mike Benavides, a mentor of mine and very good friend, had conversations with him in the past, spoke very highly of him. So we decided to have, start to talk on the phone, do some Skype interviews, really get to know each other, and lo and behold, he will be our next defensive coordinator. His name is Jaime Hill. Okay, the next guy that couldn't be here tonight, I like how this is working. The next guy that couldn't be here tonight, I stole from the BC High School Football League, just as I stole Dennis. Another SFU Klansman, another alumni. I see Tom coming in, learning from Jaime, and being in a position next year to take over as a defensive coordinator if we were to in fact lose Jaime. It's the same thing. I'm not going to bang my head against the wall and try to change what happens. It's the nature of the game. So why not put ourselves in a good situation? And that guy is Tom Cadab. Okay. So the next two guys I wanted to leave to the end. You know what? There's one other guy. Now I'm a bad person. We're going to have an equipment manager / assistant DB coach. He was around last year and was actually starting safety a couple of years ago. Travis Hayes. It's a sharp bow tie. Look at that. Okay. These two guys, more than anyone, have been the lifeline of this program the last 2.5 months, and I've obviously worked there longer than that, but I feel like we wouldn't have any direction with what we're doing if not for these two gentlemen. They've been in that office not knowing whether they're going to have a job. I'm not ashamed to say that they've been in that office not making enough money to be in that office, and they fit the mold of exactly what I wanted. They care, and they care deeply. They're professionals, they want to grow, and they want to become great coaches, and they're already great people. And I feel very fortunate to have them. To be quite honest, the office would have folded months ago if not for these two. And I would like to give them a special round of applause. Brian Wiley, our D-line coach, our assistant co-recruiting coordinator, special teams, and Michael Leonello. He will do the running backs, he'll be a co-recruiting coordinator, and he's also our director of football operations. Please give these two hands. I still like that I'm the biggest guy in staff. I like that. Okay, do I got everybody? If I missed anyone, you're the director. Okay, good. These two right here have done all the recruiting the last 3 months. The fact that we have got some recruits that have really started to come in over the last couple of weeks, it would not have happened without them. Like I said, I feel very fortunate to have them as part of this program. All these men up here, they're great coaches, and I need that. They're great teachers, and I need that, but they're great people. And that's what the kids need. They need that. You guys deserve that. Our goal is to make your student-athlete experience what it should be, and our goal is to build tough young men. I look forward to our first meeting tomorrow, gentlemen. I hope you do too. I would like to thank everybody for coming tonight. Like I said, I feel very humbled. Who am I forgetting? So, anyways, thank you. As I was just about to get to.
Best for last.
Yes. There's a simple reason that I do feel, I'm going to use the word again, feel like I won the lottery. Yes. I have an amazing family. I have an amazing wife. I have 2 amazing children. And I get to continue to coach football for a living, and I get to do it all in the same place that I was. I talked about how important family was to me. Well, Nadine comes from a family where her father has 16 brothers and sisters. They're all STM people. The field is named after her late grandpa. There's a rich tradition there, and I've somehow lucked out into it. We live 2 minutes away from her parents, which is both a blessing and can be otherwise. But a blessing. Tell them I said mostly a blessing. We live 4 minutes from her brother and their 3 children, and 2 minutes away from her other brother. Our family support is amazing. It is unbelievable. Her mother came over at 6 this morning to watch the kids so I could go to work, and Nadine was out the door at 5:30 for school. That doesn't happen everywhere, and it means the world to me. And I feel extremely fortunate that SFU has given me the chance to continue to live in that atmosphere. My kids are eternally grateful, my family's eternally grateful, and based on the support that I see here tonight, we're all going in the right direction. We're going to live in the future, and I look forward to doing it together. Thank you very much.